A man's act of bravery turned into an unexpected display of gratitude when he rescued a lion from a deep well. What happened next left everyone in awe. Under the blistering midday sun, Daniel, a dedicated volunteer animal caretaker, found himself drawn to a faint roar echoing through the sparse forest. As he cautiously approached the source of the sound, his eyes widened in disbelief. There, trapped at the bottom of an old stone well, was a fully grown lion. Its once majestic golden eyes now flickered with a mix of fear and desperation. The lion's lustrous mane, usually a symbol of its regal status, was now matted with dust and debris. Each labored breath revealed the toll of its ordeal, while its bloodied claws bore witness to futile attempts at escape. In that moment, Daniel knew he faced a critical decision. Most would have retreated in fear, but something in the lion's gaze spoke to him. It wasn't aggression he saw, but a silent, urgent plea for help. With hands that betrayed his nervousness, Daniel quickly surveyed his surroundings. Spotting a large boulder nearby, he tied a sturdy rope around it, creating an anchor point. Slowly, carefully, he began to lower the other end of the rope into the well. The lion's initial reaction was one of suspicion, a low growl rumbling from its throat. But as Daniel spoke in soft, soothing tones, a remarkable change came over the beast. It grew still, almost as if it understood that this human's presence meant salvation, not threat. The tension in the air was palpable as Daniel worked to position the rope. With painstaking care, Daniel managed to loop the rope around the lion's body. Each second felt like an eternity, the heavy breathing of both man and beast, the only sound breaking the tense silence. Summoning every ounce of strength he possessed, Daniel began to pull. The task was Herculean. Hauling the massive creature up from the depths of the well seemed almost impossible. Yet, driven by a mix of adrenaline and compassion, Daniel persevered. Finally, after what seemed like hours but was likely only minutes, the lion's paws touched solid ground. The creature staggered, clearly weakened by its ordeal. Then, in a moment that Daniel would never forget, the lion turned its head and looked directly at him. Expression in its eyes was unmistakable. Pure, unadulterated gratitude. It was a look rarely seen in the wild, especially from the king of beasts. Daniel instinctively took a step back, his body tensed for what might come next. Years of working with animals had taught him to always be prepared for the unpredictable. But what happened next defied all expectations. Instead of displaying aggression or fleeing immediately, the lion approached Daniel slowly. In a gesture that seemed almost reverent, it bowed its head gently near Daniel's leg. The moment was surreal, a silent exchange between man and beast that spoke volumes about the universal language of kindness. As quickly as the moment came, it passed. The lion, having acknowledged its rescuer, turned and walked calmly back into the forest. Daniel stood rooted to the spot, his mind struggling to process what had just transpired. In that brief interaction, he'd witnessed something profound, a demonstration that courage and compassion could indeed bridge the gap between humanity and the wild. The encounter left an indelible mark on Daniel. From that day forward, every time he passed by the old well during his rounds, he was transported back to that incredible moment. The memory of the lion's final look remained vivid in his mind, an expression forever etched in his heart. It served as a powerful reminder that sometimes a single act of kindness can alter the course of destiny and leave an echo that resonates for a lifetime. News of Daniel's extraordinary encounter spread quickly through the local community and beyond. Many were skeptical at first, finding it hard to believe that a wild lion would show such restraint and apparent gratitude. But those who knew Daniel, who had witnessed his dedication to animal welfare over the years, found the story entirely in keeping with his character. The incident sparked discussions about the complex relationships between humans and wildlife. Conservationists pointed to it as an example of the potential for positive interactions when approached with respect and understanding. Others saw it as a reminder of the intelligence and emotional capacity of animals, even those we often view as purely instinct-driven predators. For Daniel, the experience reinforced his commitment to his work. He became an even more passionate advocate for wildlife conservation. Using his story to illustrate the importance of compassion in our dealings with the natural world, he often spoke of how that moment by the well had taught him more about the true nature of animals than years of formal study ever could. In the months that followed, Daniel found himself returning to the area where he had encountered the lion. While he never saw that particular animal again, he felt a special connection to the place. It became a spot for reflection, a reminder of the day when fear could have prevailed, but kindness won out. The story of Daniel and the lion became something of a local legend, passed down and embellished over time. Some versions claimed that the lion had become a protector of the forest, keeping other predators away from human settlements out of gratitude. Others insisted that on quiet nights, the sound of a lion's roar could be heard near the old well, as if paying homage to the site of its rescue. While these tales may have strayed from the truth, the core of the story, the unexpected connection between a man and a wild animal in a moment of crisis, remained a powerful testament to the potential for understanding between species. Years later, when asked about the incident, Daniel would always pause, a distant look coming into his eyes. It wasn't just about saving a life that day, he would say. It was about recognizing the shared vulnerability that connects all living beings. In that moment, the lion and I weren't predator and prey, or wild and tame. We were simply two creatures, one in need and one able to help. The lesson of that day by the well continued to shape Daniel's life and the lives of those he shared his story with. It stood as a powerful reminder that in a world often divided by fear and misunderstanding, acts of kindness and courage have the power to create bridges where none seemed possible before. As the years passed, the old stone well became a site of interest for locals and visitors alike. Many came to see the place where an extraordinary act of interspecies compassion had occurred. While the well itself remained unchanged, the area around it gradually transformed. Local conservation groups, inspired by Daniel's story, worked to protect and restore the surrounding forest, ensuring that it remained a haven for wildlife. Daniel's encounter with the lion served as a catalyst for broader change in the community's approach to wildlife conservation. Programs were initiated to educate people about coexisting with wild animals, emphasizing understanding and respect rather than fear. The incident became a cornerstone of these educational efforts, a real-life example of the unexpected outcomes that can arise from choosing compassion over conflict. For Daniel, the memory of that day never faded. Each time he recounted the story, whether to wide-eyed children or skeptical adults, he felt anew the mix of fear and wonder he had experienced. The gratitude in the lioness' eyes remained as clear in his mind as if it had happened yesterday, a constant reminder of the profound impact a single act of kindness can have. In the end, the story of the man who rescued a lion from a well became more than just an unusual animal encounter. It evolved into a parable about the power of empathy, the unexpected connections that can form in moments of crisis, and the potential for understanding between all living creatures. It stood as a testament to the idea that sometimes, when we reach out to help others, even those we might fear, we discover a shared humanity that transcends species boundaries.